Hello heretics and welcome back to another video. So this is probably one of the biggest rumour videos that I'm probably going to do this year, let's say, aside from the Black Templar stuff, but we all know the Black Templar stuff is going to be coming just when GW want to announce it, when they do their preview show and everything like that. But when it comes to World Eaters, there's always been a lot of talk about World Eaters. You know this, I know this. Look on my channel, how many bloody videos have I dedicated to, is Angron coming, is the World Eaters coming, is Angron Return going to be like on Armageddon, etc, etc, etc. There's always been a huge, massive discussion about the World Eaters because they're an amazing traitor legion. I love them. If I was to do a Chaos Force, it would be World Eaters because that's how much I love them. So it really pleases my earlobes when I hear the whispers of the warp state that apparently in 9th edition we will be getting a World Eater Codex. Now before we jump in and we start theorizing and everything like that, I just want to state I haven't seen any images, any models, anything like that. I've just been told, I've been whispered this by voices who I believe because they have not been wrong before in the past. So I personally believe this is going to happen. It doesn't mean that you have to believe it. You know, you can say this is bullcrap. Close the video now, dislike it, throw it out the window, do whatever you bloody want. But for me, I personally believe this because these voices have not been wrong so far. So for me now, the big talking point is what is going to be coming when Codex World Eater drops. Because if we take, for example, the Black Templar stuff, and I know Games Workshop haven't put this out there yet, but apparently that's going to be a complete range refresh, and that gives me hope now for the World Eater stuff, because we all know we want, you know, new Berserker models, just new Khorne-related Space Marine stuff when it comes to that range. And with the quality of the sculpts that Games Workshop have been producing so far, then I really do think it's going to be like a mind-blowing time if they get this right. Now the bigger talking point, and I'm sure this is what's on everyone's lips, this has been talked about till it's been basically hit over the head with a shovel, it's been that dead, it's been beat that much, is Angron, Primarch Angron of the World Eaters. Does that mean that he's going to get a model now? Because if you look at Codex, you know, Death Guard, Codex 1000 Suns, they released with their Primarchs. You know, you got Mortarion and you got Magnus, and it would make sense for Angron to come back in the current 40k storyline. He's a demon prince, he just want to cause mayhem, destroy stuff. From a narrative sense, it would make sense because, you know, he's just going skulls for the skull throne, killing everything in sight. So I think personally, if the World Eater Codex does come out, and again I actually believe it's got to come out, I think Angron will be releasing with that as well. And again, that's just speculation on my part. I'm not saying the Whispers of the Warp have spoke about Angron. I will go back to a rumour that was told to me around, I think it was around 2 to 3 years ago now, that someone said that their friend worked in the Games Workshop modelling department, or whatever it's called, and they saw the early stages of Angron getting made. But again, that was just like a mad rumour that we heard back then. But I'm thinking to myself, Games Workshop works in like 3 to 4 years in advance, so this is kind of like the timeline of this is all getting together and it's holding its hands, it's all lining up perfectly. So if it does happen, I think it would be one of the biggest releases that we've ever seen in terms of chaos. You know, imagine Primarch Angron returning, a bunch of new Berserker models. I'm sure people will just start absolutely beheading each other and praying blood for the blood god, because that's how big it would be. I know one of the things I always get when I do rumour videos like this is like, when's the time scale of this, when's it going to be coming out? And I'll be completely honest with you, I don't know anything like that. I don't think Games Workshop knows anything about that, because everything that's getting pushed back at Games Workshop with the whole Rona thing that's going on in the world, and, you know, supply and demand, I know like they've moved warehouse and everything, so a lot of things that were supposed to come out earlier have not been coming out earlier, and stuff has been pushed back. AK, I think the Thousand Sun box set and the Grey Knight box set, that was supposed to come out last month, but it's coming out this month instead. So in terms of when it's going to be coming out, I would probably argue it's going to be at the end of this edition. Like, I don't mean like it's the last codex to release or something. I think it's just going to be to the tail end of 9th edition, and, you know, 10th edition will probably on the horizon. Like, enough game time for you to jump in and play with the World Eater stuff, but, you know, I think they'll probably try and go out with a bit of a bang and like, hey, look at this, World Eater Codex, a bunch of new stuff. I think that could be really, really good for them. Anyway, Chaperoonios, I'm going to leave it there. I thought I'd share this with you. I know a lot of people have been asking me about World Eaters recently, so I thought I'd make this video and get it out there. If you've got any questions like that, post them down below. I'll do my best to try and answer them. But again, all I've really been told by the whispers in the warp is that Codex World Eaters will be coming this edition, and that's basically it. No idea about models, you know, Angron, anything like that at all. But I'm just presuming that if World Eater Codex does drop, then of course we're going to get a bunch of brand new models releasing with them. Anyway, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, I'll see you in a bit, have a great day, and bye bye.